answered their Eurosceptics. For now, time for the league leaders to take care of local business. Arsenal make one change from the team that scraped that first Champions League win here on Wednesday. It's only the third time in the last year that Kanu has started a Premiership match. Dennis Bergkamp makes way for what's the last game before the FA suspensions kick in. Tottenham are still in the midst of a leadership contest. David Pleat makes three changes in response to the first defeat of this caretaker spell. The 21-year-old Portuguese forward Elder Postiga gets his first start since August. French loan signing Stéphane Dalma is preferred to Gus Poyet. Anthony Gardner's back from injury too. Arsenal have just been the neighbours from hell. Spurs haven't beaten them for 4 years. 4 years of trophies and cup finals and Highbury highs. Tottenham's turn to be lords of this manor is long overdue. Here's Cole, the goal. 87 minutes and 45 seconds of frustration ended by one nod of his head against Dynamo Kiev here. Sol Campbell. Not forgotten or forgiven by some of the supporters behind him. Turned forward by Konchesky. Touré is there, so too Lauren. Kept in by Tariko. Parler, who captains Arsenal in the absence of Vieira. Kanu. Does bring something different to the Arsenal setup. He would to any setup. Only once in the Premiership decade have Tottenham finished ahead of Arsenal in the final standings. 15 points and half the table separate them at the start of play today. Only 4 points separate Spurs from the relegation zone. Parler stepping out of the traffic, taking on Konchesky, showing too much of it to Tariko and then fouling the Argentine fullback. Throw in rather cheaply given away by Parler. Quite a difficult wind swirling inside Highbury. Ledley King playing in the Tottenham midfield, forcing the ball to Robbie Keane. And he's forced it back towards Anderton, and Tottenham take the lead. A goal in 4 minutes for Darren Anderton. And no other team in the country enjoys scoring at Highbury quite like Tottenham Hotspur. Where did he come from? The ball broke very kindly for Darren Anderton, but he chanced his arm with that run into the Arsenal penalty area, and his luck was in. It was February last year when Anderton last found the back of the net. And what a net to find, Arsenal's, in just 4 minutes. Tottenham's last win at Highbury, May 1993. Kanu. Henry. Couldn't resist, good save by Keller, had to be. Sweetly struck by Thierry Henry, who scored the Premiership's goal of the season on this ground against these opponents last season. Header away by Richards. Dennis Bergkamp has started the last 3 matches for Arsenal, but sitting it out today. Youngberg shown too much of it to Tarico. Now King. Anderton. Keane. It's a little loose with that flicked pass, and it's found only Youngberg. And here's Thierry Henry in pursuit. Pires was on for the cutback. Henry will go it alone. Good save that by Keller. Thierry Henry appealing to the fans in the North Bank behind Casey Keller's goal to turn up the volume. And certainly it was a motivating run by Arsenal's leading goal scorer. Pires takes the resulting corner. Seen off though by Postiga. Dalmar finding a way out. Not past Youngberg though. Campbell still forward. Freddie Youngberg. Canu. He's drifted away from Gardner. Pulled back towards Pires and Henry. Parla. Turned away by Anthony Gardner. A lot of Arsenal pressure building. Youngberg slipped through to Canu. Gardner did really well again. Pires. Parla. Still they come. Pires held up and brought down by Tarico on the edge of the penalty area. Wry smile, suggesting that maybe Robert Pires bought that, but his path was definitely blocked by Tarico. It's Henry. And I think it will have to be retaken. There's going to be a yellow card for Paul Konchesky for chasing down from the wall. Now the trap's too quickly for the referee's liking. It's Henry again, left-footed this time. It did just brush the top of the netting. Well, that's a measure of the man's ability and confidence, that he's prepared to take a free kick with his unfavoured foot, because the positioning of the free kick just favours that side. Mark Halsey trying to keep the game moving. Only one way for Lauren to go now, and Postiga might get there ahead of Lehmann. It's held there, Postiga, stopped by the goalkeeper's foot, and Lauren gets away with it. Some afters between Lehmann and Postiga, which the referee has to address and intervene between the German keeper and the young Portuguese striker, who missed his opportunity there. Ball run away from him. Knocked out of the way by his own man there, Dalmar, and Gilberto profits. Henry, clashing challenge from Richards. Certainly warming up here. There are only half a dozen Londoners on the field, but you don't have to be in this part of the world for very long to feel the edge between these two clubs. It's a derby, official. Pires will take. In towards Canu, and Youngberg, really good defending by Darren Anderton. He's made an impact inside one 6-yard box, Anderton, and now he has in the other. The decision has actually gone Tottenham's way. Canu's long leg kept it in play. It looked to me as if Anderton had turned it out. Lauren. Parla. He's pushed Youngberg a little wider than he would have liked, but Lauren is there to cross. Not sure that Henry could see it as it dropped from behind Carr. Now he's hurt. This is Pires. Henry in agony, just off the pitch. Despite the fact he's off the pitch, Mark Halsey is sufficiently concerned to stop play. That didn't look good at all, does it? It was a high-dropping ball. Carr and Henry were together. Carr's left arm was raised, and he just caught him in the throat, I think. Carr had eyes only for the ball. There's no malice in the Tottenham captain's actions, but Thierry Henry in great discomfort. That's a bit better. See what Thierry Henry thinks happened. I think he may think differently when he sat down to watch the Premiership tonight. Parlour. Henry is offside. Ooh, and just as well for Casey Keller that he is. Keller caught Henry late at White Hart Lane last season and conceded a penalty. He'd have been trotting back to the dressing room if the flag had stayed down. Gardner leaving it for Dalma. Lauren's back pass is poor. This is Postiga. Lehmann did just about enough. Campbell's clearance hit Cole. Lauren has got it away. And Arsenal have survived by the skin of their teeth and by the fact that Elder Postiga is looking anything but confident in front of goal. 7 weeks in temporary control, longer than some permanent managers get. That old form book has gone out of the window again. It is a bona fide derby. Plenty to argue about, but no arguing about the scoreline thanks to Darren Anderton's early goal. It's Arsenal 0, Tottenham Hotspur 1. The last unbeaten record in the English professional leagues. Under threat from the last team, Arsenal would want to beat them. Darren Anderton was playing the last time Spurs won here over 10 years ago, but that was against a virtual reserve team as Arsenal prepared for an FA Cup final. Tottenham's previous win here was in a League Cup semi-final in 1987 when Daley Pleat was in charge and Clive Allen was the goal scorer. The ITV panellist has been helping out on the coaching side with Spurs recently. Toure very swift to cover that. Hello. Good to see. Gilberto put in possession by King. King couldn't quite control the bouncing ball. Ljungberg. Oh, and Tariko just ran across him there. And he's run into trouble again. Yellow card for Richo Tariko. No attempt to play the ball whatsoever. Pires takes. In towards Henry. It might fall for Campbell. Corner kick. Sailed over Henry, beyond Cano, but Campbell just denied by Gardner. Pires. Turn away again by Gardner. By King. Cano. It's knocked off balance by Dalma. trying to get them ahead of steam. And they wanted to chase the game. Pires takes. And it was from Gilberto. This is Postiga. He's got Keane up with him. The flag is up against Robbie Keane. It's a tight one. Well, he looks no worse than level. Arsenal are living on their nerves back there. Keane living on the last defender. Probably deserved to break clear then. Henry. Dispossessed by King. Dalmar dispossessed by Henry. Can he do it all on his own? Just as he did last year. Well, he'll try. And if Arsenal are over-dependent upon Thierry Henry, if... Why they need him now? Campbell strong. Seagull to Kanu. Good play by Gardner. Bergkamp trying to pull the strings in the Arsenal midfield. Tottenham look resolute. Oh, now that has to be a back pass, isn't it? Well, Causey felt not. Richards just seemed to guide that back to Casey Keller. Keller didn't have to pick it up. He must have felt confident enough. Well, I suppose you could call it a miscontrol. It's one of those days when every decision is going to be contested. Pires. Henry. And now Cole. Youngberg's there! He's got the slightest of touches which nudged it beyond Kanu. Still a quarter of the match remaining for Arsenal to try to find something. The ball not breaking for them inside the Spurs box. Keane trying to let it run for Konchesky. Touré was having none of it. Parler. No flag. Thierry Henry is clear. Good save by Keller. Pires 1-1. Arsenal on terms, and no, it's not Thierry Henry. It's Robert Pires. She's happy. He's not. Maybe it should have been Henry. Tottenham will want to see just how close to catching him offside they were. It was borderline. Henry kept cool as only he can, maybe too cool, because Keller was able to save. Carr couldn't quite clear. And Robert Pires, who scored 5 times now against Tottenham in his 3 years as an Arsenal player, scored the goal which levels up this North London derby. And Arsenal have kept that run going of scoring in each Premiership match at Highbury since April of 2001. Few more important than that one. Dalmar. Bergkamp was looking for Kanu, who wasn't looking at Bergkamp. Strong defending by Campbell. Bergkamp forward towards Henry. No foul. Yes, it has been given. Referee was looking for an advantage, but Carr has been penalised. Arsenal pulse is racing. It's Henry. For the kick. It's all getting a little bit flawed out there. Henry shot deflected behind. Perez. Flashing header coming in from Richards. Bergkamp. Ljungberg is there, it's just beyond Kanu. Corner given. Tottenham are furious, they felt it came off Freddie Ljungberg. See why. Arsenal corner, contested corner. Perez takes, Kanu's flick. Turned away though by Ledley King. Back in there by Toure. Awkward bounce, capably dealt with by Casey Keller. About half of the Premiership derbies have ended in draws. Pushing 10 o'clock on Wednesday night when Arsenal got back to the dressing room to heave their sighs of Champions League relief. Spurs have had a free week. You know, they had 3 games in 6 days the previous week and maybe paid the price with last Saturday's defeat. We do get tired, footballers, bless them. Dalmat. Postiga. Stopped by Parla. Bergkamp. Kanu. Ljungberg is free to his left. 3 waiting in the centre. It's Freddie Ljungberg. It's deflected. Ah! They're lucky, Arsenal, today. Frederick Ljungberg, with the help of a outrageous deflection, puts Arsenal in front for the first time. Some things are just meant to be. Kanu found him. He cut inside looking to shoot, and it hit the outstretched foot of Stephen Carr, and that diverted it over and beyond Casey Keller. And Arsenal are in front with the last 10 minutes inside. There's nothing quite like beating those from just up the road. All we can do is prepare them and send them over the white line. And then, inevitably, Lady Luck will play her part, as well as the players you select. Ricketts, former Arsenal player. This will hurt for him. Mabizela. Tossed in towards Zamora, though. Didn't quite bounce for Keane. Cole gets it away. And as far as Darren Anderson, Derby Day is not about how, it is about how many. And Arsenal have won to go 4 points clear at the top tonight. And Tottenham Hotspur, who might have won, have only another Highbury hard luck story to tell. It's Arsenal by 2-1. Is it possible for an Arsenal manager to feel sympathy for Tottenham?
Yes, of course, because the fact I feel that in the first half we had a lot of possession and looked dangerous, but they had the chances. And in fairness, the good thing at half-time is that we were only 1-0 down. And I know we had heavy legs because we had a very, very tough game on Wednesday night. They were sharp, but the mental strength in this team is tremendous, and they were desperate at half-time to come back and at least reverse the game.
What pleased you most about your team's performance today?
Well, I thought we coming out at half-time, we expected Arsenal really would come for us. We tried to say you've got to imagine you're losing 1-0 and try and go for them, and I think the players did that. They responded well. The first 20 minutes of the second half, I thought we were in the ascendancy.
I wouldn't have thought he was the kind of manager who does a lot of shouting and teacup throwing. How does he conduct half-time?
No, but he lets us rest for a couple of minutes, and when we calm down and stuff, he'll talk to us in an intelligent way. So, you know, everybody gets it, and there's no point in screaming at the player when he's hyped up and stuff, because probably the player will just scream back. So he knows what he's doing.
A lot of attention is bound to focus on Elder Postiga and the chances he missed, particularly in the first half.
Unfortunate. He's got to keep cracking away, and hopefully the goals will come.
Good game to watch, fellas. A proper derby, I guess we could say. Will Spurs feel, Robbie, that they could have got more out of the first half in particular, goals-wise?
Yeah, in a strange way, Matt. Scoring early would have gone against the game plan. You know, they would have been working on training, keep things tight, we'll nick something later on. And having got a goal in front, they really should have had 2, if not 3 goals. I mean, the main culprit was Helder Postiga. Twice he's assisted by the Arsenal fullback Lauren. It's a poor back pass. But just the way he runs at the ball here says to me that he didn't look that confident. You know, we spoke to Clive Allen about this kid, and he said he's a great finisher in training. Unfortunately, training goals count for nothing on a Saturday. Again, he gets in here. We'll see poor back pass again. Somehow, you never expected this to go in, and that's just where he is at the moment. He needs one off his backside just to get his account open. Then I think goals may come.
Now, Andy, you and Robbie have been looking at how Thierry Henry is one of the many clever strikers in the Premiership now who are, if you like, exploiting the offside line, the offside law.
Yeah, the offside rule's become a bit vague and a bit uncertain in recent years, and I think the top players are now really starting to exploit that. Last month we saw Hernan Crespo score that belter of a goal at Highbury, where he was clearly coming from a deep offside position after tying his laces up, ends up getting through, put through very nicely, and thumps it in with like 25 yards. It's a fantastic finish.
Remember this one last week, Andy? This was Van Nistelrooy, calculatedly standing a yard offside.
Yeah.
Look at the Portsmouth defenders. There's all kinds of confusion just as the ball gets delivered from Ronaldo there, and again ends up in the back of the net.
Yeah.
Clever forward play.
But today we've seen Thierry Henry just take it on another notch, I think, because right from the kickoff, this is right from the kickoff in this afternoon's game. Look, watch him here. Immediately assumes an offside position, and it's really uncomfortable for defenders. They like to see the man and the ball. When he's standing like he is, he's not playing any part in the game. The Arsenal players are realising where he is. They're not serving it forward. They're taking their time. He's just annoying those Tottenham back 4 players. But when the time is right, he's going to dart back onside and hopefully get through. Now, Kolo Touré's got the ball in a bit of time. There's the signal. See him circled. He now gets back level with those 2 fullbacks. When that ball is delivered, if it was a better ball, he's in on the goals and you can't catch him.
But once he's there, as the back line, what they have to do, Matt, is get as much distance between themselves and Henry. They do that here. It's the first time early in the game they do. But the Arsenal striker's clever. He understands that if he can't get himself back on side, what he is going to do, he's going to not play any part in the game. Here you'll see he raises his hands, look, tells the referee's assistant, don't flag me offside, I'm taking no part here, let the game flow.
Not wasting any energy that way. Absolutely right. And again here, you see him now in an offside position already. The ball stumped out from Casey Keller, not trying to get onside. Most strikers you'll see desperately trying to get onside. He's letting them come back onto him. Tottenham defenders are getting sucked back to get goal side. The ball's gone out of play now down the left-hand side. Watch Henry and watch him in between Richards and Carr again. Walking offside, and it is really, really distracting for those defenders. They'd much rather be able to see him. Too good a player not to know where he is. Dean Richards now is clearly saying to Steve Carr, hold your line, get up here with me. But when that ball is delivered, look, in the end he just thinks, no, I'm going to get goal side and I'll just deal with it. And on this occasion, he manages to get a header on it.
And what he's doing, as we see, he's affecting the defenders. If you're brave, Matt, and you hold a position and stay up, he can't get the ball here. He would be in an offside position. But such as his aura, his presence, such as the fear that he holds, people want to run back in there and play him onside. Now we'll see the ball gets delivered and Carr and Richards get themselves back in. You think, well, maybe that's not a bad position. Now we've got his technical ability comes into play. Here's his touch, here's his pace, and a decent save from Keller stops him getting a goal for Arsenal.
This is a good one as well. Dean Richards now in a deeper position. He's in a good position there. Tottenham are in possession. He can see Henry quite clearly in front of him. You see him there. He's circled in front of him. There he is. As the ball goes out wide, he's in a nice position. Deepest man. He's in control of the situation. Now when the ball gets forward, he's got to join up with the rest of his defenders. The ball's now in the loose. Henry has already now developed that situation where he's playing on your shoulder. Dean Richards can no longer see him. Stephen Carr on the right-hand side is now calling the shots. Dean Richards decides to just step forward without the fullback knowing about it. The referee actually, or Tottenham get the benefit here because the linesman sticks the flag up. He was not offside. He was clearly onside there. And I tell you what, on another day, Casey Keller gets a red card.
It's fascinating stuff. I can see why you guys talk about football at this level being played in the mind.
Very, very clever. It's so difficult for guys, for defenders, isn't it, Rob, to know where he is.
Interesting, interesting. How do you stop it?
Well, I would almost man mark. I think Kiev did it in the week. Man mark and have a sweeper in behind him and almost follow him wherever he goes. If he goes on the toilet, make sure you're standing behind him.
But that disrupts your own team. That disrupts
Yeah,
them. You've got to alter the pattern of way you want to play. Very, very difficult when you've got a player with all that pace, all that technique, then starting to get you going up top.
Oh, brainy footballers. Who'd have thought? Thanks, boys.
He's also called one of the Premiership's finest imports. Along with Henri, Vieira and Wiltord, Pires brings the flair to Arsenal's French Foreign Legion. Numero 7 has won numerous awards and even more medals. Coming to England was a gamble that has paid off.
I came to England to find out what I could about the country and their football. So for me it was just an adventure, and right up to this day it still is. I get on so well with the coach, my teammates and the supporters. Moving to Arsenal was a great move for me, and it remains a positive experience.
But this season, Pires has found another side to life with Arsenal. The side that continues to struggle in the UEFA Champions League doesn't recognise the team that can't lose domestically. It's the worst kind of identity crisis.
You know, Arsenal is a team with two faces. The first face is the one you see in the Premiership, where things are going very, very well. We're top of the league and we haven't lost a game yet, so that's been excellent. The other face is not so pretty, because it's now been over a year since Arsenal won in the Champions League. We beat Dortmund at Highbury in September 2002, and we haven't won since. So now we're struggling to qualify for the next stage. We're bottom of the group, and we're in a tricky position. So you can see why people don't understand why Arsenal do so well in England and so badly in Europe.
Arsenal took their ugly face to Kiev on matchday 3 and their prospects in Europe looked bleak. The chance for revenge would come soon enough, but only if lessons were quickly learned.
We only really started to wake up when we were 2-0 down. At the end of the match, I thought we were worth a draw, which would have been a great result and would have helped our situation at this stage. Now it is up to us to find a balance between our form in England and in the Champions League. If we don't find it fast, Arsenal are out.
Tonight, I think about 3-1 to Arsenal.
For some reason, we just don't seem to perform in Europe.
They're going to win, yes.
If we don't win, then we're out.
There was plenty to shout about to start with number 7 to the fore.
Go on, Brad, go on, go for it! Oh!
But all square at the break, and chances even afterwards. Arsenal should have broken the deadlock.
Oh, go on, Arsenal! Oh!
Kiev could have broken their hearts. Now the only look around Highbury was a tense one, but just in time a smile broke through.
Come on! Come on, cross it! Go on, Ashley!
In training they always tell me go up, and in the games I get told to go back, so I just thought I might as well give it a gamble. We had to get something out of the game and they just told me push on, and luckily for me I was in the right place.